Junior Junior review of the week is from 1995, directed by Joe Gayton, and it's called Mind Ripper. Wes Craven Presents Mind Ripper. It was written by his son. And this is about a government agency. They find a dead body out in the middle of the desert and they do experiments on it to try to make it superhuman. But then the thing mutates and becomes a monster. And Lance Henriksen, sort of the main character, he gets called in to work on the project after it goes awry. And then his son is played by Giovanni Ribisi, and he comes along too for some reason. And I don't know, none of the other actors are really significant, but this is a like truly astonishingly awful movie, and but it's trashy in a 90s way, which is to say it's kind of watchable regardless of how dumb it is. But I mean, you gotta love Wes Craven. Like usually you use your name and put it presents in front of something to make it like to prop up an indie movie or like bring a foreign film to the US or something. But here he just like props up his son's screenplay and plasters his name on it, even though the thing was like dead on arrival. Ribisi is like a young, lazy dude in this. He's like constantly listening to heavy rock music in his headphones, and I want to download a couple of those songs. He's awesome in this. It kind of reminds me of like Denny in Meet the Parents or something like that. He's that kind of character.
That's exactly what I thought of when you said that.
Well, there you go. It fits, and the creepy guy from The Rock is also in this. I forget what is actual.
The guy who works alongside R.I.P. Tony Todd.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And but the movie is kind of what you expect. It wants to be like Frankenstein, but it's also kind of in the same category as like The Hills Have Eyes, which evidently was originally written as a sequel to, and it's more Alien Resurrection than it is Alien. It's pretty gnarly. It's not campy though. It looks like shit. It was shot for direct to HBO actually, so it never actually was seen on the big screen, which is probably a good thing. But it's in that category of movie that should only be fired up when you're on like a horror movie marathon at 1 a.m. when you've drank a whole bottle of tequila. I'm at 1.5 stars for this. Number 37 on the Junior between The Postman and According to Spencer. But yes, this is one of the gems of the Junior that I'd never heard of before I turned it on.
I like it.
Does Adam think this movie is about the mind of Colonel Jack D. Ripper from Dr. Strangelove, or is it just like don't mind Colonel Ripper, Jack D. Ripper from Dr. Strangelove?
Yes. He's on that. He's somewhere in that.
Nice. Yeah, I love the nepotism. You know, that's always great when you see someone's son write a movie or write a vanity project. Did you guys know that Robert Altman's son wrote the lyrics to Suicide is Painless? I just found that out the other day. That's very fascinating to me. And he actually got more royalties from it than Robert Altman did. But yes, intriguing movie. I have to say the benefit of the Junior so far has been there have never been more obscure movies mentioned on this podcast than what Todd is bringing every week with the Junior. I've not heard of any of these movies, you know, and I like to pride myself on knowing a lot of movies, but I've never heard of this shit at all. So congratulations. I don't know what that says about the Junior's film choice or whether the lack of notoriety of his films led him to shoot in 35 millimeter, but for whatever reason, you know, it's great to hear about these titles, lost to history, resurrected from freevee and Tubi.
Yes, and that is the key. The Tubi Pluto TV influence on the early Junior.
Yeah, I mean, if Ribisi wins an Oscar for cinematography this year, he's got to thank Tubi and freevee for resurrecting his career, right?